Moving across to the 240 volt power input. So this is if you're at a campsite or somewhere where they've got a power feed, and we have our you'll have a 15 meter power cable. It'll have a cap on the end which you want to put inside when you connect it. Push it firmly in, that's connected. When it comes time to pull the power out, push this little lever down, pull out, all right, and then again palm that closed nice and firmly. The toilet cassette, you'll see it's lockable, so all the garages and storage places around the motorhome are same keyed to lock for security. So put that there, and here we have a cassette. So this just lifts slightly and pull, and it should come out easily. If it gets stuck when you're pulling it out, don't force it. You might pay to gently put it back. Check that your toilet is in the closed position before you pull this out. It should come out easily. Now at a dump station, you'll have a pit in the ground for the grey water, which is your wastewater. Out of the pit there'll be a pipe for your black water, or the toilet, the sewage if you like. Point the cassette out to the corner, press this orange button a couple of times just to release any gas that might have built up. Take the lid off, press and hold that and down into the pipe, and it'll empty very quickly. Then there'll be a tap at your dump station. Put a bit of water in, give it a good swish around, empty it. If need be, you can wash the outside and then cap back on, or put a deodorizing sachet inside. You can get them at camping stores, hunting and fishing stores, etc. A little bit of water. Deodorizing sachet means it'll smell nice when you next use it. You can also pull this handle out when you walk. Do what they call the walk of shame to the dump station. If it'll be quite heavy, you can wheel it along or just carry it. We leave this mechanism as is because the toilet mechanism from the inside opens it using this catch, and when we put the cassette in, it automatically opens, and then when you use the toilet lever, it opens and closes that. So we just leave that as is. Back inside. Now inside the cavity, you'll see there's some overflow wells, so in case there's a spillage, if someone doesn't use the toilet properly and it spills over the cassette, it'll catch it in here, and you can open that up and clean it with paper towels or what have you. Not a pleasant task, but if everyone uses the toilet cassette properly, you won't have that problem. All right, then we close that up. Moving along here, this is ventilation. We're behind the kitchen here. That's ventilation for the oven, and immediately below it we've got our grey water pipe. So when the grey water is full, you'll have this grey pipe that you can connect. We keep it locked together when we're not using it, so it saves any drips. We just lock it together, saves it from dripping inside the motorhome. So come to your grey station, you'd open this. Now there's always a little bit of residue, in this case it's fresh water, and connect up your hose, lock it on, make sure the other end's in the dump station itself, and we have a key in the kitchen which goes onto this little keyway here, and just a quarter turn down will release the tank and it'll all come out. Then once it's finished coming out of the grey pipe, you can then turn the crank up and lock the tank, and then undo the pipe. Beware of any residue. You can give your pipe a bit of a wash with the tap, and then coil it up, lock it together, and pop it in your garage. Don't forget to put your cap back on to protect your pipe. Just lock it there, and these little pins here are for locking the catch if you want to keep that from coming off. No, I haven't got the key. Yes, next up we have the outdoor shower. This has a shower fitting, so if your vehicle has this, it's connected to the plumbing in the kitchen. You can pull this out. All right, it's connected to the water pump, so as long as your power's on, you've got a switch here. It turns on the power, pull the button, and the water will come out, and you can use that when you come up from the beach. Make sure you turn it off when you've finished. Just feed the pipe back in there, and lock it up again, and you've got a key on your keys that you can lock that so that it can't be tampered with. This is the exhaust from the heater unit. So when you're using the heater for heating water or heating air, this will send a lot of hot air out. This is the exhaust from the heater unit though, and it's perfectly fine. Although, as with this model, you'll see immediately above it is a window. So there's a little kick-off switch there that if you are using the heater for heating water or heating air, you cannot have this window open. So make sure it's closed, otherwise it will cut off the gas supply and you won't get heating. And finally we have the diesel filler. So this takes the accessory key that locks everything around the vehicle. Open it, pull this out, and you can do your diesel fill. Inside the vehicle, in this case it's inside in an A class, and usually on a low profile it's below the diesel filler, is your AdBlue bottle. This is about a 15-litre tank with AdBlue, which is a urea compound which is injected into your exhaust, and it cleans your exhaust so you don't have nasty diesel smoke coming out. So this is Euro 6 standard, and it's the cleanest it can be. All right, so you need to fill the AdBlue. We've filled it for you at Handover, but every approximately 2000 K, a light will come up on your dashboard that you will need to fill with AdBlue. You can do this at truck stops that have AdBlue on pump, or you can buy a 10-litre bottle. They do have 5-litre, 2-litre and 1-litre, but they're not worth, it's not enough for you. You need about a 10-litre. Refill it until it overflows, and that's how you tell that your AdBlue is full. There's no gauge usually to show you. All right, while we're in the vehicle, under the seat, you'll see that is what we call the blue box, which is the 12-volt controller unit. A lot of wires there. Underneath the wires are a row of fuses. So if you have problems with electrics in the vehicle, first place you check is the fuses under there. Second place, or maybe the first place, is the circuit breaker board, wherever that is on your vehicle. Also, in the case, this was a European vehicle, so the bonnet release is on this side. It's just inside against the dashboard there, inside the door. Pull that and it releases the bonnet. Okay. Every vehicle we get it gas compliant and electrical compliant, which means it meets New Zealand standards, so you can be assured everything is legitimate here. Also, this is an outside mirror. This is an electric mirror. And that's a manual mirror. It's controlled by a joystick inside, so whether you're a low profile or A-class vehicle, you can adjust that mirror to suit you. Round to the bonnet. So we pulled the bonnet release. There's not a lot that you'll need to get at in here, but we want you to be aware that just inside here is the battery terminal. If you ever need to start your battery, that's the positive terminal. You just flick the little cap off and then connect the negative terminal to your chassis somewhere, good solid place on your chassis to connect the circuit and start it with jumper leads. Also in under the bonnet, there's you'll see there's above a fluid. That's the brake fluid with the yellow cap. That's all full, and the orange fluid is your coolant, so that's at the correct level. And then we have the one that you'll probably most likely use, which is the windscreen wipers. Oh, also there's a dipstick for the oil, just here, a little red dipstick, and below there is the oil cap if you need to fill it. Don't forget to get your Fiat serviced 1 year after purchase, so that you continue your Fiat warranty for a second year. That will cost you about $600. You must go to a Fiat dealer for that, and they change the oils and everything. So that's a 2-year warranty that Fiat offer on the vehicle. Now we haven't got it on this vehicle, but we will register your vehicle and have current registration. We will have road user charges. We will have a cough or a waft depending on your vehicle, and it'll be all on-road costs are included, ready for you to drive away. To close the bonnet, again just firmly, and then we're away. That's everything on the outside of the vehicle, so we'll go on inside.